Good evening, traders. This is CloudChartist with your daily grain wrap-up. I apologize in advance if I lose my connection. I've been having some trouble with my internet bandwidth. Comcast is coming to check it out on Wednesday, but hopefully I won't get disconnected this time. It has something to do with uploading this amount of information that it takes to stream live. It really probably has something to do with Comcast throttling. Anyway, we're looking at the ES daily. These are some fibs that I drew earlier today. I like to draw fibs from the real candle bodies rather than the wicks, so you can see that I drew from 2037.03 the open of the approximate open of this candle here and the close of this candle up here at 21.22. Let's say 21.22.50. I think I actually drew these from the 4 hour, which is why they're not exact on the daily, but anyway. You can see that we have a lot of resistance at this 21.04, say 25 area, and we're currently resisting there as well at the moment. I was guessing earlier today that we would test that level once we broke over this 2089 level. It looked like chances were good. So one other thing, this chart is bullish, by the way, in all ways, Ichimoku, except that we do have a bear cross here. The Kijun-sen crossed over the Tenkan-sen, which is not particularly a big deal. We do also have a thinner cloud ahead, which suggests a tighter range, trading range. The thinner the cloud, the tighter the range. And one other note I'd like to make about this chart is we see this red line over here, the Chikou, representing price time shifted 26 periods into the past, is coming right into the top of the cloud here, which it is resisting. So we really need to see the Chikou break out over the cloud, over this fib also probably, by the way. And then price can move higher and perhaps come up and test this some potentially arbitrary level of 21.12 above. And anyway, break out of this range that it's been in for many days now. So that's about it for the daily ES. If we do get selling, we can find some support obviously at around this 61.8, but also around the 2089, 2088 level has been an important level. Then 2086.38 is where the Kijun-sen is, and then the cloud below. And pardon me, I don't have a cursor. Forgive me. The cloud down below here at 2084, 25 area. All right, let's look at crude. Crude was somewhat uninteresting intraday today as it got bought up at the open and sold off at the close. It's sort of negating anything that went on in the middle of the day, and now we're right back in the same range that we were in before. We see that on the daily chart, the Tenkan-sen is tipping down even lower than it has been before. And I'm analyzing actually the candle that doesn't have the low on it. So we did put an inside candle today with a lower high and a higher low. So the trend is still down and a slightly bigger range than the day before. But we did not come up and test the Tenkan-sen. So we'll see this new tiny little doji is the current candle that's open right now. And if we do get some buyers coming in, then the chance of us testing the Tenkan-sen at 43.35 is what we're looking at. Otherwise, and that would be I would suggest that selling that level, and that this is a continuous contract. So let's look at the specific contract for the exact level there. Cat just ran across my keyboard. Yeah, 43.35. mark that level. See, that's right where we had that doji on the 12th as well. All right. We have Australian data coming out right now, by the way. Not seeing a big reaction from the dollar. A little bit of selling in the dollar at the moment. All right, let's look at the grains. So let's look at corn. So this is today's candle with corn is the new candle's already open, so we're looking at this long-legged doji type candle that came up and found resistance right at the Tenkan-sen, right at 379.75. Let's see how exact that was. The high was 379.50. The Tenkan-sen was 379.75. So almost a perfect test of the Tenkan-sen here. So that the Tenkan-sen is still flat, moving sideways. Price action is still bearish under the cloud, and we can imagine that that will continue to be support until it's not. Once we do get above, if we do get above that level on the Tenkan-sen, then we can look for perhaps the 388 level. We do have one sort of slightly bullish sign here. We see that the Chikou has made it into the cloud on corn here, but that could easily be lost again. If we continue to trade under the Tenkan-sen without really testing it, pardon me, the cat's on my keyboard again, then the Tenkan-sen will eventually tip down, and we could get a Tenkan smackdown. But for now, it just looks like sideways on the daily time frame for corn. Let's look at soybeans. Soybeans put in a rather uneventful candle. In a downtrend, a lower high and a lower low was put in. Wick on the top, suggesting buyers were not really interested, and sellers came in. So we're basically bear flagging on a fully bearish chart, with the Chikou being under the cloud. That's also bearish. We do have a flat Tenkan-sen above, so if we do get some serious buyers, then we can anticipate the potential for a test of the 949 level, but I really don't believe that's going to happen anytime soon, because likely the Chikou will reject price. The Chikou will run into the cloud, and price will be rejected from something more closer to the 922 area. Let's look at wheat. Wheat rejected, tried to break over the Tenkan-sen today and was rejected again. Looks like a tightening range going on here, kind of a triangulating type pattern. The new candle that's open now is below today's closed candle, but everything is still under the Tenkan-sen. So if we do get buyers, we could test and break above and the Tenkan-sen again, and maybe potential for closing above it, but that hasn't happened yet. So until it does, everything is still bearish, and it would still be bearish even if it did close above that, because we're still quite far below the cloud. Let's look at coffee. I think I discussed the potential for coffee to be, because of a lower flat cloud ahead, a chance of it coming back down and testing the flat cloud, and that's indeed what happened today. We closed on the lows almost down to the level of the cloud. Cloud's down at 133.65 thereabouts. The Chikou has re-entered the cloud, so price action for the Chikou is neutral, but overall coffee is still bullish until until the time that it either breaks into and closes inside the cloud or below the cloud. So we'll see what happens when we test the cloud. When and if we test the cloud again, chances are it's pretty likely that we will It's only about a dollar away anyway. So we'll see if we get a bounce from there. If not, and we do trade into the cloud, it's possible we could get a bounce off the Tankin, which is inside the cloud, currently at 131.13. And we'll probably be in a different place tomorrow, so keep an eye on that blue line, the Tankin on the daily time frame. And that's about it. Thank you for joining me, and good luck trading, and we'll see you next time.